Okay, let's talk about something you might have noticed. You look down and your urine seems, well, foamy. It's one of those things, right? It makes you stop and think, is that normal? You're definitely not the only one who's wondered that, and it's a sign we really should understand.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is this foamy stuff just a weird, harmless quirk, or is it actually a health warning from your body that something more is going on? Let's dive in and figure it out.
All right, first things first, let's not jump to the worst-case scenario. We're going to start with the good news, the totally normal, everyday reasons why you might see some foam. Because, and this is important, not all bubbles mean trouble.
A lot of the time, the reasons are, well, kind of boringly simple. If you've got a really forceful stream, it can just whip up the water and make bubbles. That's just basic physics. Or maybe you haven't had enough water to drink. When you're dehydrated, your urine gets more concentrated, and that can cause some temporary foam. And honestly, sometimes it's just the toilet cleaner you used earlier. In all these cases, the foam usually vanishes pretty fast. It's really nothing to lose sleep over.
Okay, but what if it's not just a few temporary bubbles that go away? What if you're seeing it every single time, and it's thick, persistent foam? That's when we need to shift gears and think, okay, this could be a red flag. This could be our body trying to tell us something important.
The word you're going to want to know here is proteinuria. It sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Picture your kidneys as these amazing high-tech filters. Their main job is to clean your blood, right? They're supposed to keep all the good stuff, like protein, inside your body while flushing out the waste. But if those filters get damaged, they start to get, well, leaky. And when that happens, protein can spill out into your urine. It's that extra protein that creates all that stubborn foam.
And that's why this matters so much. See, proteinuria isn't really a disease on its own. It's a symptom. It's a clue that something's up with the kidneys. It could be pointing to something like glomerulonephritis, which is just inflammation of those little filters. Or it could be a sign of bigger conditions like nephrotic syndrome, or even chronic kidney disease.
Here's the key thing to remember, though. If foamy urine is a serious warning sign, it almost never shows up by itself. It's usually part of a team. Your body is probably sending out other signals, too.
So what are these other signals? Keep an eye out for swelling, what doctors call edema. We're talking puffiness in your face, your hands, your feet. If you see that plus the foamy urine, that's a big clue. Also, pay attention to things like feeling way more tired than usual, losing your appetite, or noticing that you're peeing less or that the color looks dark or cloudy. If you're checking off these boxes, that's your body screaming, hey, go see a doctor.
Okay, so let's say you're concerned. What are the next steps? Let's make a plan. We'll walk through who you should see and what you can expect so you feel prepared.
This is a question that comes up all the time. Do I need a nephrologist or a urologist? Here's a simple way to think about it. If you're worried about the foamy urine and the kidney's filters, that's a job for a nephrologist, the kidney specialist. But if you think the problem is with the plumbing, the bladder, the tubes, maybe kidney stones or an infection, that's when you'd see a urologist.
And before you even go to the doctor, doing a little prep work can make a huge difference. First step, don't panic. Seriously, just grab a notebook or use your phone and jot down when this all started and how long it's been happening. If you happen to have any past lab results lying around, grab those too. And this is the most important part. Make a list of every other symptom you've noticed. This kind of information is absolute gold for your doctor.
All right, so you're at the doctor's office. What now? Well, they're probably going to run a few straightforward tests to get to the bottom of this. Don't worry, they're not scary. Let's quickly break down what to expect.
Usually, they can get a really clear picture, which is 3 main tests. First, a simple urinalysis, which is just a general checkup of your urine. Then, they'll likely do a urine albumin to creatinine ratio, or ACR. That one is super specific. It measures exactly how much of that protein is leaking out. And finally, a blood test to check your creatinine. From that, they can calculate something called your eGFR, which is basically a grade for how well your kidney filters are doing their job.
So when we boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. Don't ignore the little things. Yeah, foamy urine could turn out to be absolutely nothing, but it could also be an early warning. Paying attention to your body and actually doing something about these signs is the single best tool you've got. Catching things early changes everything.
So I'll leave you with this question. Your body is talking to you all the time. It sends signals, whispers, and sometimes it shouts. The only question that matters is, are you listening?